Hello and thanks for tuning back into the channel. This week we're going to be looking at the Sigma 10-18 f2.8 contemporary lens. A few weeks ago Sigma very kindly loaned me this lens and I had a few opportunities to go out and try it. I didn't get the autumn colours this year, but one of the days that I was out with the lens and the location we went to, there was plenty of autumnal colours. So most of the images you will see in this video and during this video will be all the autumnal colours that I managed to shoot. A couple of the places that I went with it, one was better with the autumnal colours, one wasn't so good and more kind of golden tones within it. But you'll see that in the images just coming up. The lens itself is a lightweight lens and it's a polycarbonate construction, metal mount, and there is a single gasket at the mount for weather and dust sealing, but that's the only weather sealing on the lens. So you may want to compare that and what your uses would be with the next nearest Fuji one, which would be the 10-24, which is completely weather sealed in the newer incarnation of it. It's a great lens. The Sigma lens is a great lens, though it's sharp. I don't do much landscape at f2.8, but when I did, you could see the quality of the images that were coming out from that. And at f2.8, it gave me no problems focusing at all. And it is a very narrow focus point when you are doing that. So it gave me no problems at all, even close to the subject. Yes, if I stepped in too close, I lost everything, but very quickly I became used to the distance that I could focus at, and it returned some nice images, but nothing that I'm going to use for photographic purposes. It was just to test the focusing, because when I had the lens it was only for a couple of weeks and it was just to test how it ran with, in this case, the X-T5. Now I tried it in two cameras at the time. I tried it in the X-T5 and I also tried it in the X-H2. Familiarity with the X-T5 for me worked better than the X-H2, but that is down to familiarity. It will be a stunning lens, and it was a stunning lens on the X-H2 as well. This video is more of a hands-on reveal of the images rather than a review. I'll put a link to my review on f-stoppers of the lens down below. But I'll show you some of the images I captured with it and we'll have a look at them zoomed right in at 100% for you to make up your own mind. So I'll just show you the sharpness of it here. So that's it at 100% and you can see that it handled that well. This was shot at f8, an 18th of a second. These are all handheld images that I'm going to show you. So you can see even at the edges here, maybe a slight distortion down there just depending on where it is. And down over here you can see that, but that's the kind of thing you would expect from a wide angle lens. This image here, this happens to be one of my favourites from that day, so what I'll do is I'll show you the final edit. You won't see much of a change, but that's it. That's what I wanted from this. So let's just go in and see the details in here. Again, this is shot at this time shot at f10, 25th of a second, handheld. So you can see everything that's going on around the actual image and how this lens worked along with the 40 megapixel sensor. And that's us at 100%. Let's have a look through. So you can see everything there. And here we are with the final image. Compositionally it's not the greatest of image, but it's because of the amount of detail in the one shot that I captured this one just to see how the lens would perform. So that's us. I'll zoom in to 50%, still plenty of detail there. Not too much merging together, 67%, 100%. So you can see the detail that it's managing to keep, as in the combination of the lens and sensor. So the Sigma 10-18mm is a great choice for landscape photography if you want to maintain your detail, maintain clean shots, It doesn't blur the colours together. I know this is only one time of the year for the autumnal tones, but it doesn't blur and begin to merge everything together. The glass is a great glass on this lens. My favourite image from that day out with the lens, and it's ISO 500, 25th of a second handheld f5.6 at 18mm, and just everything about this. The image came together for me. I just really like this image, and you can see the sharpness even at 67%, even with an ISO of 500. Everything has worked really well for this image. Hopefully you get something from that, and hopefully it lets you see how good the 10-18 Sigma contemporary lens is. It is a phenomenal lens, phenomenal for landscape photography. Where I'm sitting with it at the moment is just the weather sealing. And because a lot of the locations that we go to, the 90% of the time it's raining, and so that's where I'm sitting with it when it comes to, I know the 10-24 is nearly double the price, but I'm still sitting there. I'm unsure at the moment, and that's simply because of the weather sealing, and it's simply because of the locations we go to. If everywhere we went to was 90% dry, I would not hesitate with this lens. It's a phenomenal lens, and the fact that it produces sharp images right down to f2.8 is brilliant. So well done Sigma again for producing more lenses of this quality. In the next few weeks, we are going to have location videos with this camera here. Fuji have very kindly loaned me the GFX 102, and I've been shooting with it, and I've produced quite a few images so far, and absolutely love it. Can't afford it, but absolutely love it. So I'm being very careful with this. But I'm going back out with that, and you'll have a few location videos coming up with that when we're heading to Glencoe next week with it, because the weather, we were meant to be there yesterday, but the weather was terrible, so we're going to head up next week. It's looking better. Coming up, a few more shots with the 10-18, just to let you see how I performed with the lens, not how the lens performed, but how I performed with it. Can't blame the equipment if there's anything wrong, it's the photographer. So hope you enjoy the images coming up. Thanks again for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.